Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasibuka ama-reality shows ethu alla eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Siyaphinda futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities ethu, siphinde futhi sikhulume nangama-YouTubers. Uma ngabe uqala usijoyina namhlanje and you happen to like our content, ungakhohlwa ukupress usubscribe la ngezansi uma ibutton libomvu means ukuthi akaka-subscribe, and also press the notification bell so that you can get notifications uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. There is also a join button for those who want to be members of the channel. There's a thanks button for those who want to donate money to the channel. But also there's adverts on this video uma ngabe ufuna ukuthi usupport financially on this channel. All of that, we appreciate it a lot. Listen, part 2 of Mnakwethu Tell All. Idlalile tonight. It was hot again. Well, umashama subengekho that much this time, but you know, Mphahlele naye uzamile ngabantu bakhe ukuthi ashisize. Hey, kodwa unamanga Mphahlele. Yazi Mphahlele is a smooth talker nje, is a smooth talker, but sizofika again Mphahlele. Before Mphahlele uba lo siqala ngayo masuku benomazwide. Ubhuti lapha yana kaMakhosi. Umasuku ilo bhuti lona owafika uneslay queen lapha yana ekhaya, islay queen sakhe lesi umazwide. Umakhosi ayigobela manje ugogo. Ithi bonke abantu ogogo manje ogogobela bonke. So and then wafika nomunye usisi yabo. Ilesa story lesiyana, then I was like, you know, mawufika nomuntu engazi ukuthi ubungafika nomuntu yabo. Niyangazi ukuthi I'm always team the wife, you know, I'm always team number 1. So ukuthi unjani is number 2, I don't care. So now it's one of those stories where I felt like she was very confident, number 2, before she actually met the wife. And then myself figure lapayana and she met the wife. It felt to me like she was like, ha, kanti unkosikazi muhle kanje. And then after that, Jawel over disappointed. It's that number 2 where the husband was saying Zelu's introduced and she didn't want to introduce herself, you know, because we say like, kanti ngilethwa kumuntu omuhle yabo, wazinyeza naye, not ukuthi akamuhle naye, but uzinyezile mase kubona unkosikazi ukuthi okay, kanti unkosikazi is a slay queen. Ungazi ukuthi uyaphi njalo emzini womuntu. Anyway, so umasuku, so it was a segment kaMasuku first with umazwide, and obviously they go back and they recap what happened during the episode. And umazwide is that wife that wanted a car, and honestly I don't think umazwide wants a car. I think umazwide is trying to make a point yokuthi if you want to take a second wife, it means you have a lot of money, ne? Okay, let's test how much money you have. Buy me a car, because uzibona unemali. That's how I received that request yakhe yemoto ukuthi uyitshela noma akaqedi nokungilobola kodwa ufuna ukuthatha omunye unkosikazi, and ukuthatha omunye unkosikazi cost money. So let's see how much money you have. Buy me a car right now, then we can talk about the second wife. And he hasn't bought a car because that guy cannot afford the Ford Ranger that umazwide wants, because he just doesn't want just any car. Okay. So they do a recap, and then Usbiya asks him again, Ulona umasuku ukuthi what was the reason you wanted to take a second wife. And umasuku uthi the reason he wanted to take a second wife is the fact that umazwide is ugogo, meaning ukuthi unabadala, and sometimes akavumelekile ukuthi abe naye, sometimes akamfuni nje. Kodwa ke lokho Nkosi yami akukona ukuthi abadala, sometimes vele yabo sometimes vele sinako lokho ukuthi yabo ngathi ungahlehla nje yabo. I don't think ukuthi abadala labo, but ke usho kanjalo, but uthi sometimes it's months angafuni kuba seduze kwakho. So during those times uyadinga ukuthi abe nomunye umuntu, yabo leyo nto. So So kusho ukuthi ufuna umuntu azoba naye when ugogo is going through those times where attend izinto zabadala or ekuma moods akhe where she doesn't want him. Okay. And then ke uLinda uyambuza uSiphathi ke mawumshela and umthatha as umakoti wakho, you knew ukuthi unabadala and you knew ukuthi kuzoba nalezo ikhathi where she won't be able ukuthi abe nawe, and he says yes, he knew, but in the beginning bemasaqala ukuthandana bekungenzeki leyo nto leyo, even though he knew ukuthi unabadala but bekungenzeki ukuthi afune ukuthi ukuba away from him, ingoba bengakamboni ukuthi irritate kangakanani. Phela mawusathanda kuthandana nomuntu, you are in love and everything is like roses and whatever, and then afterwards you're like, hey, I've had enough, yabo. That's why ngithi mina amadlozi, but not really la wenza ukuthi angafuni kuba seduze kwakhe. Okay, so fine, so uyambuza uLinda ukuthi okay fine, umthatha because of isimo sabadala. Let's just say that she didn't have abadala, you know, she didn't have idlozi. Would you take another one? And he says yes. That's why I say this man, when it comes to the reason why they want the second wife, they don't know why they want, they just want to take their side chicks as the wives so they can take another side chick. I always say that because I really believe that's the reason. They usually have a side chick and they're tired of having that woman as a side chick and they want a new fresh side chick, so they want to take this wife, this side chick by and the wife so that they can get another side chick. That is my belief. So if we're now ama lokuzana amadlozi, would you want to take a second wife? He says yes, which is proof that that is not the reason why he wants his second wife. Okay, so uLinda asked uMazwethu, okay, is it not positive, or is it not in support of you ukuthi amthathe nonkosikazi, because now uyavuma vele ukuthi you go through those times when you do not want him close to you, and that's yena no. Uma eyothwasa yena, it's like 9 months, it's not forever. So if yena as uMazwethu can survive 9 months without her husband should be able to also survive the 9 months without her, which I think vele is fair. If you love each other and vele it's something that you go through, if she is willing, she's making the sacrifice, because she's not saying yena she will be away from uMasuku. She's not saying while she's away from uMasuku she'll be seeing someone else during the 9 months or whatever. She will be alone naye, so no Masuku should be alone. That's basically what she's saying. So and then you get the call intombazane le ayihlangane na uMasuku esitolo, the number 2. Konje number 2 bangikhohle ukuthi umabani number 2, hayi ke uyafika. And then uLinda sibuya jokes ngendaba yokuthi unkosikazi wasesitolo bathi umama wasesitolo. Normally I wouldn't laugh at that. Normally I would think that is a bad joke, Linda sibuya, ukuthi you can call this woman umama wasesitolo just because she was met esitolo or usebenza esitolo or something. I would think that's not it, but since she's number 2 and she wants to be number 2, I think it's a joke. I will take that. I would laugh at that joke, but she didn't like that joke at all. Uvele wamhlelela nje wambuka kanje uLinda, noLinda washintsha ebusweni wabona ukuthi kushubile la. Number 2 namhlanje I feel like nge-episode ube muhle kunendlela beyiyona, kanti this time ube makeupile and all of that. She had a face beat and all of that, but I felt like what happened to her? But vele phela number 2 ngibabuka vele ngehlo lokuthi banesidina nje banesicefe kumina ne, but I did feel like how wayemuhle nge-episode then now, not ukuthi akekho muhle now, but you know what I'm saying. I was like, what happened to the number 2 today, you know? Ngathi the people that are putting makeup on them, they are making amakhosikazi abe mahle, and number 2 they angazi they used the assistant makeup artist for the number 2s, and the number 1s they used the one, because makeup your number 2 angiboni kahle ngicaceli kahle. And in this case, well, I was like, hey, what happened to her? Anyway, now based on shame. So, okay, so they introduce her. So, the audacity of this women, she feels like uMazwethu akamcabangeli uMasuku, because how can she expect ukuthi ngenkathi ebhizi ngezinto zedlozi uMasuku will wait for her, yabona, which uMazwide is like, who are you to come and tell me ukuthi i-relationship yami nendoda yami is what? Angicabangeli bani kuphi khona, ubani wena uzongitshela lokho kwami. And then okay, bayambuza ke naye lo number 2 wena ke njoba ufuna ukuzolama ulokhuzana uMazwide, wena what would you do if at any point uMasuku wants to take another wife? Athi yena akanankinga yena nokulanywa as long as kunama reasons ukuthi ufuna ukulanywa, so uyofuna ukuchazelwa naye ukuthi ufuna ukulanywa. And so now they get to a point where uLinda Sibuya asks Masuku, one of the conditions as Azibekwe Mazwide is that you must buy her a car. Have you bought a car? Umasuku says, I don't understand the reason for me being asked, to buy a car. I feel like if you want a second wife, really, and even if you don't understand the reason, just buy your wife a car. So we can also just see if you can afford a car, It says I understand imbuzi ngoba kokunembuzi akufanele ayithenge ukugeza nezigodlo whatever ngoba wayenze that whole thing of asking for a wife uthi wakwenza lokho. Of course phela imbuzi malini, 3,000 2,000, so obviously he did that, but imoto uthi akayithengi because he does not understand ukuthi in this whole process yokulokhuza yokufuna unkosikazi wesibili, what is imoto for? Okay. And that's uMazwide is saying that because no, angithi unemali eningi wena, so ngiprove ubudoda bakho ukuthi unemali eningi, you want to take a second wife, ake sikubone nje uthengele unkosikazi wakho oqala imoto ngoba unjalo nje na kwaqede nokungilobola ekhaya. Yabona nje the issue yalabantu abangaqedile ukulobola but they are taking second wives. I've spoken about it too many times, angi-understand. Awunayo unkosikazi, ufuna unkosikazi wesibili. Awunayo unkosikazi because phela mawaqedile ukulobola ongamshadile nokuqala awunayo unkosikazi. You don't even know how it's like to have unkosikazi and you are wanting the second wife. I never understand it. Okay. So ukhuluma ngembuzi ukuthi imbuzi wayithenga, but we were not interested embuzini, sasingekho asinandaba na imbuzi, besifuna imoto thina, besifuna ilokhuza besifuna iFord Ranger ukuthi ifikile na, uvele wathwala izandla ekhanda ke mase bemtshela ukuthi ngoba uLinda Sibili umbuzile uMazwide ukuthi we want a car, are you specific about the car, what kind of car we want, is that Ford Ranger? Uvele wathwala izandla ekhanda lo, but I was like lo mayethwala izandla kanje ekhanda ngeFord Ranger ngeke azaqedela ukulobola ngoba phela vele ukulobola is the price of a Ford Ranger. Kahle ukulobola nokushada is the price of a Ford Ranger or more. So if ethwala izandla ekhanda ngayo, it means ukuthi uzobathatha nje bo2 abapake and go find another side chick, amukho uzoshada kubona bo2. Okay. And we are commenting lapha number 2 ukuthi and I understand the Ford Ranger ukuthi eyani. uMazwide is like ukuthi eyani Ford Ranger eyakwami and wena uyintombi le awungena endabeni zakwami, so whether le Ford Ranger sayidinga wasidinga isinezizathu asinaza awungene wena lapho ukuthi and mina ngifuna iFord Ranger, wena uxhumi lapho. Bebemphoxa ke shemu number 2 bebemphoxa kamnandi kodwa yazi bengichazeke ukuthi bayamphoxa ukuthi ungenaphi ngoba vele ungenaphi. Okay. And then they're saying ukuthi ulona oh yes, so uMazwide, the way that she ended up explaining the ekhaya, I was like okay, unedingo nami nginedingo, and njengamanje wena udinga unkosikazi wesibili, okay, but mina ngidinga imoto. So I guess senzele isidingo sami before we complete isidingo sakho. You need a second wife, I need a car. So that's how it's gonna go. If you want this need yakho nami ke complete this need yami, which is that I need a car. I wonder if he would even consider buying a car, but I suspect that car is not coming. And now it's still a no. Honestly, uMazwide now it sounds like it's still a no. It doesn't understand number 2. We're understanding about Mdletshe. She just feels like yes, so if we would have to stay a few months without my husband, now he can, so akavumanga nje ukuthi kuthathwe number 2. Okay. And then again, they move on to his segment, Mphahlele, which is interesting because I thought with Mphahlele it was just going to be a simple, yes, we've taken the third wife, everything is straightforward, and they were all wearing white. And I thought this is just, they don't even need to be at the reunion. We already can see because everything is going well, but I was wrong. I was so wrong. Mphahlele is another one, but let's talk about it. So we have why are they wearing white? It's a symbol of peace, and the family is living in peace and everything. Listen, ama attitude abantu are still the same. Umamkhulu is still just laughing, every chance she gets, she laughs about the situation, which later on she admits ukuthi vele. You remember I said the way I was during the episode, it was like she's laughing at because Mphahlele already has 2 wives and he's taking a 3rd wife, and the first wife was laughing during the episode. Kungathi uhleka ukuthi yane now ake uzwe what I felt to the 2nd wife, and we admit ukuthi part of me it was that, because when you, the first wife and the 2nd wife comes, nobody understands your pain. So it was like, now it's your turn to feel the pain. So yes, it was funny to me to say, feel it too. Feel what I felt. Okay. And, okay. So, Mphahlele, my chaza uthi yena, okay, bahleli kahle for now. But the reason ukuthi athathe unkosikazi wesithathu was that he didn't like the direction that his family was going, and since he had a problem with his 2nd wife, he decided to take a 3rd wife. So basically the 3rd wife is the punishment for the 2nd wife for misbehaving. I'm reminded of this documentary that I watched of this guy from one of the African countries, where he has like 40-something wives. He says every time he has a fight with his wife, he just goes, never comes back home. The next time he comes back with another wife. But he never divorces any of his wives. He just does that. Even here, there's a situation, he says, because he was having issues with the 2nd wife, he went. So uyambuza kuLinda, so mawungaba nama problems with the 3rd wife, are you going to take? It's like, that's just what we do. That's just what I'm going to do. I won't divorce her. I would just go take another wife. Okay. And umseleko uyaphawula lana naye uphawula nje he says taking his tempo should never be about the wife. Okay, he said that on national TV. He said that taking a 2nd wife should never be about the wife. So the reason must never be about the wife. It must never be about how the wife is, what she can do, what she can't do, how she feels, what she thinks. No. Basically, she's making it clear that it's not about your feelings as a woman. You are not considered, Not only that, but you cannot be used as a reason to take a 2nd wife. So he is saying Mphahlele is wrong to say he's gonna take a 2nd wife because the other wife, they were having conflict. Honestly, there's no reason that is good enough to take a 2nd wife nowadays. Ayikho reason. Noma ngabe it's the wife, it's not the wife, it's the house, it's the car, it's the cow, it's the chicken, it's the rat. It's never a good reason. There's no good reason. They just come up with ridiculous stuff. So then when the first wife talks, she starts laughing because she knows already we are going to hear the most ridiculous thing. And then we found out we thought Mphahlele was the only man there in this season that was married. Mphahlele is not married. Mphahlele has not finished paying lobola for any of the wives. The first wife says she's actually the only wife that is unkosikazi. But even for her, Mphahlele didn't finish paying lobola for her. So she says the other 2 are just girlfriends because nothing was paid. The 2nd wife, I don't know why she says she's the 2nd wife. I don't know why she says she's the 2nd wife because she says nothing was paid for her. So the first wife was clarified that I'm the only wife, but even me, not all the lobola was paid. The others are girlfriends. 2nd wife says, no, I'm not a girlfriend because I know he will pay lobola one day. I am a wife because I know deep down inside me, I know that one day he will pay lobola. So I am the wife. The other one says, Nami, I'm waiting my turn so he will pay. But I'm okay with being a girlfriend. The second wife is like, I am not a girlfriend because I know for sure one day we've talked about it. How? Then samangalo ukuthi how kanti Mphahlele akalobolile. Bambuza ukuthi Mphahlele, hamba lobola ndoda. Ziphi inkomo ndoda? He's like, I am very busy mina. What I do is that I take a wife, I fix her, I help her to start a business. When the business is doing good, then she gives me that money and then I go. I'm not joking. He said that then I take that money, I go lobola her. Because why am I going to take my own money and go lobola unkosikazi? Unkosikazi must invest in her own marriage. And the way that she invests in her own marriage is by her in her business that I'm gonna help her start. That money that she will make from the business, that's the money we will use for her lobola, and that's the money that we will use for the marriage. So if businessman ngahambi kahle, it's her fault. If ungalotsholiwe, it's because if business like alhambi kahle. Everyone is like, Mphahlele. But if you can help them to start their businesses, that means you do have money. Take the money and go lobola the wives so that they can fully be your wives. And he's like, no, why waste my money to lobola when I can just, help us to live the life that we want to live. It was like, even the men there, because men usually agree with each other, those men were like, Mphahlele, are you sure? Is everything okay over there? You do have money. And he's like, yeah. So go lobola the wives. He's like, no, why would I do that with my own money? So then Umazwide comments and she says, but if you are going to help your wife to start a business, it's for her. It should be for her to just help her, and then she can help out in your household and everything. But if you're going to take that money that she has worked for and go lobola her, locos, that means that wife has paid her own lobola. Who's lobolile, who's gane yena mos. And the others agree. We have when you can help her to start a business with us is in the household, but ukulobola, because vele uzobe in a business when you'll be free to save your own money with lobola. Mphahlele doesn't seem to think that. Mphahlele has no plans zokuthi amakhosikazi akhe awalobola until the wives work and make money to ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi bazilobola. You get me? Yes. So, number 3, when she finally talked, she talked about the fact that she did not know there was a number 2. She was only told about number 1. I don't know why Mphahlele would do that. And they agreed with Mphahlele she is going to be the last one. Oh no, number 2. The reason she's so upset about the coming of the number 3 is because Mphahlele had agreed with she was going to be the last one. Mphahlele is like, I must have been drunk when I said that, because I don't remember saying that. Ntando, I wasn't there. If I was there, I was drunk. I never said that. The second wife really still looked upset. I don't know if it's just her face, but she just still looked not so happy between all of them. Number 1 and number 3 are just having a laugh and they're having fun about this whole thing. And then Ulindage likes going to Umashamase. I mean, we were done with Umashamase. She said all that she could. But she went on to Umamshamase to ask her, how come you can't be happy for Bab Shamase ukuthatha unkosikazi, just like unkosikazi kaMphahlele? You see, she's laughing, she's okay. She clarifies, she's like, oh yeah, you know why? Because the situations are different. Amaphakethe abayeni bethu awafani. You remember I said last week that ngiyasola ukuthi ubaba uShamase akasebenzi. She said amaphakethe awafani, and maybe yena ulona umama Mphahlele yena she feels ukuthi umyeni wakhe can afford amakhosikazi awu 3 and all that, and ingane zakhe will still be okay. I don't feel like that would be the case. I feel like I'll be taking things away from my children now, because we'll be sharing with this person who's coming to my family ongasebenzi nani ukusebenza. So ngeke ngize ngivumele isigebengu mina sizongena kwami. she just had to throw that shade in there. She was like, I won't allow isigibeng usisongena kwami awafana amaphakethe elikababa wakwami iphakethe alivumi ukuthi athathe omunye unkosikazi. Okay, so but at the end, you guys, Mphahlele was more like the wives need to save so that bezolotsholwa, so that bezoshada, they need to invest in their own future. Okay, and then at the end, Umseleko was like, Mphahlele really, just as a conclusion, Mphahlele needs to save money and go ayo qala ngomamkhulu and alobole lawo amanye amakhosikazi. Ayikho lento ayishoyo yokuthi manje amakhosikazi must save bona for ukuthi ene bayolotsholwa. Yeah. So number 3 ke vele didn't mind. He said she will wait until the others balotsholwe bese kulotsholwa yena, but she's not leaving the situation. Overall, guys, that was our tell all. I am surprised that a segment Mphahlele went like it did, because now I thought that out of all of the men, Mphahlele was the one man that had married his wives and was taking a third wife, and it turns out he's just like all the others where the wives are not even married. He's not even done with the lobola, but he already is wanting another wife, and he's also saying if he has a problem with this one too, he's also going to go and get another one. I did say we need to ask God to conquer the stock that He gave us when it comes to men, take them and give us new stock. We do need new stock when it comes to men. Because these ones, the screws, something is not right. Anyway, you guys, that was the episode for today. It looks like we have part 3 of the reunion, because we do have people that they haven't dealt with. How is this going to work? Because we're supposed to have Ntando Nesthembu return soon, and I thought Ntando Nesthembu is coming kuspace Ntando Nesthembu will be playing on Thursday, on the 6th, if I'm not mistaken, class 6. Oh, okay. It's not gonna be in the same. I don't know, you guys, but I'm gonna check how that's gonna work. But it looks like we do have part 3, because we still have people that they haven't spoken to when it comes to this tell all. But I think it's going well, you guys. It's going as well as Mnakwethu Tell All can go as well, because the offensive things that they're saying they just, even in this episode, there's so many things they say, I just don't want to get into it, inappropriate things that they're saying, inappropriate comments to women, that is still going on. But I guess in terms of like we are trying to get the story out of the people that are involved in these segments, I think he is trying to do a good job of asking these questions. So it's much better than the last tell all that we got when Umseleko was the host. So yeah, we'll take it, I guess. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.